Hey guys, welcome to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. I'm Papa Nick. We're gonna keep on trucking through this game. Let's go check out the new content. All right. Well, this is the same elevator. Tram? Tram. This is the same one as before. Oh. Okay, it skipped the new content slideshow thing.
You
Back
see,
in the
Stanley,
elevator.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
What?
Which is why
Why is it
I'm
dark?
very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, the end is never the end again. Okay.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Okay.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
All right. Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me walk all the way up
Stanley
there,
Parable 2,
and you've
I
locked me
asked
in.
myself,
All right.
what do players really want? And of
big,
course,
too
first
small,
and most
just right.
obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay. So what's is it gonna say Papa?
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the
okay.
final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I
Hi,
want you to imagine
my name is
yourself
Jim.
living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love. Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
taking,
properly roleplay as Jim,
quite a while.
then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first.
Okay.
Now,
Come
allow
on.
yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekend. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
You're gonna make me walk all the way back? Aw, you turd sandwich. All right. There's no sprint button. That would be cool.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Red is the new orange. Okay. Wait, the jump circle. We already did that. Collectibles. Free new easy achievement. Okay. Yeah. That sounds great. Okay, let's go. Alright. Where's my achievement?
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel. To at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Come on. Oh, you're gonna make me walk back again, aren't you? So rude.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Okay.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
This place is huge. Okay, let's see. Oh.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable
That
life.
is so creepy. What? Okay. Collect them all, of course.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Okay. Wait a minute. What? Okay. All right, let's go this way.
Oh, goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the bucket exhibit. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the bucket. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the bucket, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
What is this?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Yeah, of course
actually,
it is.
Maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Of course. All right, what is this? I'll go to the bucket in a minute. What is this? Oh.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling.
Okay.
You can fall
No,
until the
absolutely
end of
not.
time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
No, not doing that. Come on. Okay, maybe in a minute. Let's go to the bucket. Jeez. So guys, if you have not played the original Stanley Parable, you're probably I'm a little bit confused. A tiny bit confused, I'd say. Because in the original game, you found yourself finding these random endings. But now we have... Well, we've decided to dive into the further meta of the Stanley Parable. Because the original game, you found yourself in endings where you fell off of a building, or discovered mind control, or found out that you were in a game, so...
Paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
A bucket.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest,
I had that skip button.
It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh, well, thank you.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Wow. Oh, I get to keep it.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Alright, Grandpa. Good buckets. Ooh, wish my keyboard sounded that good. Alright, well, seems like the Hole of Doom is kind of the only option. Yup. Goodbye. Oh no.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
And if I don't?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of
Wait a minute. You said it was infinite, sir. Is it not?
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by
Come on.
falling.
Keep the whole
person actually wants to fall infinitely. I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Oh, no. Okay, yep. Moving on. Moving on. You know, I gotta say, this bucket is, it's pretty nice. I'm feeling confident. Sexy. Okay. Can I leave now? That'd be cool. I've seen the bucket and other stuff. Let's get on out of here. Yeah, all right. Yup. Yup. What is this?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Do it.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work?
Who's that sad loser?
It could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction,
Ultra Deluxe.
This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh. 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 Interesting. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Oh, there's a balloon though.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Skip.
All of his co-workers were
balloons,
gone. What could it mean?
Yeah, okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay, right. So there's collectibles now, right? Oh, I do not want to look for those. But I'm gonna. Oh, new content gone. Alright.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. Right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
Yeah.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left. to go back to the meeting
Oh
room.
my gosh. There's so many directions. This game. Okay, all right, we're going back
And
this
so
way.
the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked
we sure
straight
did.
ahead to the opposite door.
This way? No.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find
Collectibles?
answers.
No
Oh,
collectibles.
Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This
What?
broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom
Okay,
closet. That's
yeah,
what.
yeah,
Coming to
yeah.
a staircase, Stanley and the
Yeah,
bucket
yeah.
walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Hey!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort
you
of
know
happiness, Stanley.
I have
God
to
knows
find
I've
all of
tried.
them, right?
So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay, all right.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
1, 2,
and then
B,
something
4.
occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
Okay.
That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar
Yes,
reassurance
the
and comfort.
bucket, the bucket.
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
else's
yeah.
bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed,
Okay.
now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course,
Yeah.
now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Oh.
Gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley.
Okay.
Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What? This game.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was
Okay.
interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. and she backflipped all the way to work.
She backflipped all the way to work. My life kicks ass. In the original version of this game, and I'm sure if you play the game without going to the new content section, if you go down and then head through the halls, you see the repeating car over and over, and then you start to lose your mind, sans bucket. No bucket. You just start to lose your mind. You start to see space. You black out. The woman's standing over you, and they tell that story without the bucket. So because I went through and I grabbed the bucket was now included in the story. This game probably has more layers than I can actually find. Oh, what? The sequel is now paused? What is happening? Okay, all right. We're gonna stop it there for the moment, and we're gonna go back down the rabbit hole in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit all the buttons, the good ones. Hit the good buttons, and let me know if you like this game. Let me know if you're interested in this game. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. All right, here we go again. Yeah, sure. Please adjust the slider until the dog and cat are friends. Aw, that's cute. Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes the number 9. Okay. Oh. I saw it. Let's do this one. Okay. Sure. Which of the two metaphors below is the most appealing to you? Occuponical and Scrumtrush. Oh, it's gotta be Scrumtrush. This is fancy. I would use it regularly. I might use it today. In fact, I'm going out into the big world after this video, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say, "Oh, thank you, sir. This is it's an occuponical purchase for me." And they'll look at me and say, "What does that mean?" I'll say, "Well, I found it in a video game and I said it." But Scrumtrush, I'm gonna say Scrumtrush all the time. But you can't. But you can't do that. You want me to do it, but I'm not gonna fall for that trick. I'm not gonna fall for your reverse psychology. Do you know what the time is right now? Yeah, I do. Is the time that is right now the correct? What? Yeah? No, shut up. What is time anyway? Stuff that you haven't told me? Yeah, probably. Okay. Of course. I feel like we've built something together. Okay.